Okay, let's talk about the headset itself. The 5XB has a different design from the 4XB. The 5XB's design is more like the Xbox 360 colour scheme, the black and green. Also, with this headset, as it's a little bit more expensive than the 4XB, they've added a few changes to it. The few changes are very minimal, but their main goal is to make this have a longer life than most headsets that you're going to own. For instance, let's go to the cable itself. It's about as long as you would want it, and it's very, very secure. You can try tugging this, throwing it around, it's not going to break. They've even done videos where they've been doing the same thing, throwing it around, and it just doesn't break off. So in that's the most common issue you're probably going to get with a headset. And for this one, they've combated it with this really great cable design. It's got like a material wrapped around it that keeps it quite secure. Let's go to the cable. It goes to one and then splits off to two, which is the mic and the audio, which goes to the headset. Okay, so yeah, the colour scheme, let's go back onto that. Some people may like it, some people don't. It's very glossy finish, very shiny. Some people will detest that as well. I for one do like that. I do like the glossiness of this headset, and the green as well. I do like green as a colour. I would have preferred if they did other colours, like a red or a blue, as a limited edition or something like that. That would have been kind of cool, but it's a good looking headset nevertheless. Okay, the comfort and the sponginess of these pads are incredible. I think the best way I can describe them as they're such a pleasure to have on your head. I really wanted, after just using them for an hour, I put them down after playing a few games with them, and I really wanted to use them again. They are so comfy, it's unreal. And this headset itself is very, very light. One of the lightest headsets I've had. Other headsets have become a pain on my ear, become heavy after a while, and I made your head feel hot and sweaty. This doesn't do any of that. I've had this on for countless hours, playing Call of Duty and some other games that I play. I didn't encounter any problem like that. I didn't even get hot from them, and so it has a great balance of it's very light and it's very breathable and very comfy. So overall, you're getting a package that's very comfy, good design, and very light. Another plus for the 5XB is, as I said, everything's about, sturdiness, and this mic is the same. The design around the mic itself, the mic will not break off. Some cheaper mics, or even some expensive mics, will just fall off. As this is built inside, it will not do any of those problems, and it keeps the cable to the mic and the mic itself very secure. Also, it's reposable, which is very handy, and you can put it away. It's a thing that the Steelseries do with quite a few of their headsets. I for one love that design. Okay, so you can place the mic away, and that leads me on to the next part. You can pretty much use this for gaming on your Xbox 360, PC, and also you can use it on any multimedia device. What I mean by that, you can use it on your iPhone, your iPod Touch, when you're at work, college, or whatever. The thing is, as I said, it's very light, so you can have it on yourself, even laying on your chest, and it will be fine. You won't feel it. It's not heavy like other headsets like this, or on the ear headsets. Also, as I said, the mic is tucked away, so you don't have that in the way. You don't want to go wearing this around with the mic in the front of it. It will look a bit stupid. So that's another good feature from it. Also, very firm, very sturdy. It's not going to break. That's another plus for, taking it about from your work or college or whatever. Very comfy, and as well, when you're travelling, you can see that if you hold that unclip, you can unclip this side here as well. So you can put it into 3 parts and then pack it away for easy storage. So this is not just going to be the headset that you're going to use for your gaming. It's going to be the headset you're going to use for your multimedia purposes. The package itself is around £79, or cheaper if you do a search. With this, and the mixer that it comes with, and all the cables it comes included with, I think it's a very, very good package. Definitely one I would recommend for anyone wanting to make the jump from their Xbox headset already and a star into the headset market. Steelseries have produced such a fantastic headset in the 5XB, and I would strongly recommend it. Okay, let's talk about performance. With this headset, you've got to compare it not to the Astros, not to the Tritons or anything on the elite gaming headset market. It's just not going to compete with that. You've got to look at other ones by Turtle Beach and even Steelseries, such as the Siberian Netband 3H, 4H and 5H, and Turtle Beach PX21, HPX1 and the X11s. It's going to be in that sort of category, and the performance and the sounding of this headset is superb for its category. It's a £79 headset, technically. The add-ons you get with this just makes it more secure and look a little nicer. The 4XB does look a lot cheaper, looks really tacky and does look like a £20 headset. The sound quality though is on par with the 5XB. So that headset's about £20 cheaper. So really this headset, sound quality wise, is going to be about a £59 to £79 headset. When you look at it like that, it's not going to break any records, it's not going to be the best. But to be honest, I was pleasantly surprised with the audio from this headset. I tested it with various musics from different genres to test various features like the highs, lows and the bass. I for one prefer hardly any bass. I think bass is horrible in music or in gaming. It distracts you and it's not pleasurable. Okay, so the bass in this is, to my liking, it's very low. It's just enough that you know it's there, but not enough so it's overpowering. If you read what the Steelseries have said when they put out this headset, they basically said bass overpowers the highs and lows, and basically when there's so much bass, it's basically masking a poor headset. When it's masking a poor headset, people still enjoy it because of the bass, and it makes up for it in the sound department. In this, they've made it so low that they make sure that the highs and lows and everything that the sound quality that this headset has pulls through, and it does. The highs in certain music, such as power metal and other things like that, were very good, and the lows were also great as well. I got to say, you can distinguish quite a lot when you're gaming with this headset. It does take quite a bit to get used to, but you can hear so much of people throwing grenades, or even things like placing down a turret, which you wouldn't have otherwise heard, and obviously footprints, the sounds of the people walking and stuff like that. Okay, so the sound is up there with pretty much, it's going to be one of the best in this category and price range. The package itself coming with a mixer, which will make this work with the Xbox 360, all the cables, the sturdiness and the usability that you can use it on your gaming and on your iPhone or iPod or whatever you use to listen to music. I think this is definitely one of the best packages you're ever going to find for gaming and for listening as well. It's up there with anything that's out on the market right now, and I would strongly recommend it. Let's talk about the mixer that comes included with the 5XB. This mixer is to go alongside with the headset to make sure that it works with the Xbox 360. It's an updated version of what they've produced with this other cable, and now they have a mixer, which basically you can control the game and the voice, and also have live mix on the back. It's quite a nice little thing. It's probably the smallest you're gonna get for a mixer to get this working. To plug it in, it's simple. might need a bit of a push as it's quite new. So there it goes. Another thing I've got to say is it doesn't really lay flush, and if you look at that, it's got a lot of movement in it. Also on the back, depending on how you hold a controller, see, I for one hold it like this and I'll rest my other fingers on the back. Well, if you look up, you will see that your finger, especially that finger, could get caught or you will place on that area. It can become a nuisance, but I only noticed it 1 or 2 times, but not that many. Okay, so that's where the headset goes in for the mic and the audio. As I said, the game and the chat, the switch on and off, and the live mix on and off. Let's get to the cables as well, and there is quite a bit of it, so you have enough. You'll obviously have the output, which you can plug into your TV or whatever sound system you have, and the USB. This runs off USB and it needs it constantly to work, so you can plug that into your Xbox. And a cable that comes included with it, which is a splitter. And the cool thing with this is, otherwise, if they gave you this and they gave you the headset, for me, I need this on my setup. I have a Hop-Arc HD PVR, and I need it SCART. Some older TVs need SCART too. You know, other companies would have made you charge for this, 15, 20 quid. But it's not just the price, it's the pain of saying you bought this headset, you're really chuffed with it, you want to use it. You might have to wait a couple of days for this cable to arrive, and then you can use it. It takes the shine off the product that you've bought. Luckily, Steelseries have it included, which you will get this end, plug it in like that, plug this into your Hop-Arc, and you will plug the existing SCART into there. Very simple design. So the design-wise, everything's included, and it's great. Well, let's talk about the mixer itself. The game audio and the chat audio works fine. A problem I did have with the mixer, as I said, it didn't really stay flush, is that when I started a game, I was playing, and the first couple of seconds was fine. I could hear everything. It was the volume that I adjusted it to. But you can hear a hissing noise, and you can hear hissing noise throughout. That's a problem with the mixer. There's no way of really combating it. I found that there is a way of, when you have the volume at a certain level and the chat at a certain level, it will pretty much disappear, but it won't. It'll be 99% gone. It's still going to linger there. So that's a little bit of a nuisance, and you don't get that with other mixers like the Astros and the DSS. Okay, let's get to the party piece that they have with this, and that's the live mix, which you can turn on. Okay, what the live mix basically says is it can adjust accordingly to your gameplay. So if you're playing the game, and so it's going to raise up the game level, someone talks, it'll raise the chat level so you can hear them, then turn that down and put the game up. In theory, that sounds great, and when I looked at it, I thought it was going to be really good or really bad. And I have to say, I'm a bit surprised myself. It's neither. It's in the middle. For some instances, it worked. It worked perfectly when I was playing some games. It turned the voices down at the right time, and it picked up the game audio at the right time. Other times, it didn't. And it just left me wondering. It doesn't take too much. Pick up your controller, see you're playing for a second, and just to turn it down manually. It'll take a few seconds. And for me, the live mixer didn't really work too well. Sometimes it can distinguish other people's voices or other noises, like hissing, and it will bring that game audio up, and you don't want that because you don't want to hear that hissing noise. So sometimes it did work, but sometimes it's not. For me, I personally don't use it, but it's a nice added thing to have. It doesn't break the product. It's just not as good as I hoped it would be. Okay, so you get a very good package with this. The mixer works pretty well, although you might have to move it about a bit. I did get a few problems of it not actually getting the audio into my headset. You would just need to push it and move it to the right spot. But other than that, it's a great little mixer. It's not going to challenge the Astros or the DSS, but it's the cheapest option that you're going to get. And that's pretty much the people that are going to buy it. It's about £25 to £35 mixer. So you're not going to spend the £80 for an Astro. So this is probably the perfect mix for you. And it does work and has everything included. It's a good little mixer. And it's a lot better than they currently had. But it's not the best. My conclusion for the Spectrum 5XB. Overall, it's an amazing package. You get a mixer, you get all the necessary cables, and it looks very nice. For me, the 4XB is £20 cheaper, and this one's £79, or maybe a little bit cheaper depending on where you can find it. I think that may be a little bit too steep, but still, it's overall a good package. Definitely one of the best cheaper headsets you're going to find. Definitely the best package to get you started in a gaming headset. I would strongly recommend this for gaming and also use for multimedia purposes of an iPhone or any media devices like that. It's an all-rounder and it can do everything very well. It's not going to be a competitor to the Astros or anything like that. But it doesn't need to be. It's a very solid product, and at the price range, I think it's definitely one of the best, and definitely one you should seriously consider. The Spectrum 5XB did amaze me in a sense that everything was good with it, and I really could find only one or two little faults. Overall, a solid package, and I hope the Steelseries continue with great headsets along this line.